Thank you. Hello and welcome to Lagos Studios. I am Muren Kechi Olagusi. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has congratulated the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his running mate Obafemi Hamzat, as well as the 40-member House of Assembly candidates of the party for their victory at the polls on Saturday. Sanwo-Olu was declared winner of the election and governor-elect of Lagos by the returning officer of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in the state, Professor Eyitope Ogunbodede, having polled a total of 739,445 votes to defeat his closest challenger and candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Mr. Jimmy Agbaje, who got 206,141 votes. Governor Ambode said defeat was a reward for the vigorous campaign embarked upon by the APC candidates and his running mates across the length and breadth of the state. Governor Ambode also congratulated all the 40 candidates of the APC in the state assembly elections for emerging victorious, adding that it would ensure a seamless relationship between the executives and legislative arms of government. It was jubilation galore in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, after a declaration of Abdurrahman Abdulrazak of the All Progressives Congress as the governor-elect of Kwara State. Admirers and supporters of the governor-elect took to the streets of Ilorin singing and danced over the electoral victory of the APC in the state. Some of the jubilants who spoke with IATV's News said they are happy that the state is finally having a change of government. The governor-elect Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, in a statement, asked the people of the state to be modest in their celebration. He urged reflect on challenges ahead and the need to work together to move the state forward.
With the manifesto of APC, which is more of a populist welfareism, a party that wants to give more to the people. So we hope and we pray that APC will deliver so that we can also in our lifetime be proud of this change that we were part of.
It is a very, very emotional thing that for the first time in our life history, in my own lifetime, that something has been done differently. You know, a lot of people have been yearning for the change and all the rest. It is so heartwarming that at least for now, let's have an alternative to the so-called normal.
Yes, it's much expected. I'm not surprised. The battle for this started since 2014, and to date, the people of Kwara State have been able to live up to expectation.
In the meantime, the Kwara governor-elect Abdurrahman Abdulrazak has stated that he has the intention to run an all-inclusive government. He said that these are the special prayer organized for him in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. The special prayer was organized for him in his father's house, where Islamic clerics challenged him to run a people-oriented government. Abdurrahman Abdulrazak promised to run a government of Kwara by Kwarans and for Kwarans. Information Minister Lai Mohammed said the Kwara governorship election will remain a referee point for years to come.
It's going to be a government of development, emphasizing on education, health, infrastructure, and enterprise. So we're going to use enterprise. That's why you have job creation, development, industrial development, agro-processing, agriculture. That's where we're heading.
The election that has attracted most comments has been the election in Kwara State. Of course, that also means that a lot of a big body is on his shoulders because the expectations will be very high.
Abdurrahman Abdulrazak of the All Progressives Congress polled 331,546 votes to emerge as the governor-elect of Kwara State. Anyway, from Kwara State, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ondo State has rejected the results of last Saturday's House of Assembly election held in the state. Chairman of PDP in the state, Clement Faboyede, while addressing journalists at the party secretariat in Nakuru, said members of the party were assaulted before, during and after the election. Faboyede lamented that armed thugs had a free day during the poll and the election was highly compromised.
By armed soldiers, snatching of ballot boxes, open and on technical vote selling and buying across the land, the election was 100% compromised in Ondo State. They beat the hell out of the PDP members that dare come near the collation centers. Whether you are agent or you are party leader, they sent them away. They were thoroughly beaten.
The PDP in the state also commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, for conducting a transparent election in Oyo State, where its candidate, Seyi Makinde, emerged winner.
So I am appealing to the generality of the people of Ondo State to rise up to the occasion. Togetherness, you can ward off any impunity by any government of the day. Togetherness, you can ward it off. That's exactly what happened at Oyo State, where our candidate has returned and duly elected governor of Oyo State.
The All Progressives Congress APC in Ondo State won 23 House of Assembly seats. PDP won 2 seats, while the Zenith Labour Party has 1 seat. 3 of the seats were won by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, while the 11 that was held in Oriade State inconclusive. The All Progressives Congress APC has won 22 out of the 26 seats of the Osun State House of Assembly. 3 of the seats were won by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, while the election that was held in Oriade Estate constituency was declared inconclusive. The State Resident Electoral Commission, Olusegun Agbaje, confirmed the result to newsmen in Osogbo, the state capital. The inconclusive election of the Oriade Estate constituency was as a result of cancellation of 5 polling units where suspected political thugs disrupted electoral process. The State Resident Electoral Commission has assured that a new date for the rerun election in the affected polling units would be announced by the Commission in due course. Whereas the number of registered voters is more than the margin between the 2 leading political parties. Reacting to the victory of the party, the APC Director of Publicity in the state, Kunle Oyatumi, said, "The outcome of the election is a confirmation that the APC is the choice of the people. However, the PDP is not satisfied with the outcome of the election."
You know that we have 26 constituencies in the state, and at the end of the day, out of the 26 constituencies, results were declared at 25 of those constituencies. And the result declared showed that APC won in 22 of them, PDP in 3, and the 1 remains inconclusive. So those are the 26 total results for Osun State. We have a record of about 2,485 registered voters in that particular unit. And the difference between the leading candidate and the runners or runner-up is 1,482, which means that we cannot really decide who will win the election.
This is one statement made loudly and clearly by the people of the state that this is what they wanted. They wanted a situation where the developmental progress will continue apace. The one that we have started since 2010 should continue and must not be stopped. So the House of Assembly election, it is the people's election.
While there are reasons not even to give the former one a pass mark, that of yesterday only reminds us that there could be worse day than 2007. And it's like you just remember those days when it was a matter of brigandage, charade, and even writing of results. Because even I think some people should be ashamed.
Anyway, from Osun State, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, has been declared winner of the 2019 governorship election in the state. The returning officer, Professor Abdullahi Bala, who announced the results at the INEC office in Lafia, said Abdullahi Sule won the election with 327,229 votes against his closest contender, the PDP candidate David Ompugadu, who scored 184,281 votes.
15. The results were Kefi we have 3 units affected. I, Abdullahi Bala, hereby certify that I was the returning officer for the Nasarawa State governorship election held on the 9th of March 2019. 2. Of the All Progressives Party, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
Labaran Maku of Abgas scored 132,784 votes and came third in the election. In recent times, hot weather has been on the increase in different parts of the country. While change in weather condition remains a natural phenomenon, the impact could be detrimental to human health, experts says. In this report, IETV takes a look at the health implications of hot weather. Heat exhaustion is a non-life-threatening clinical situation which manifests through weakness, nausea, skin rashes, and other non-specific form caused by heat syndrome. Intense exposure to hot temperature can cause heat-related illnesses such as heat cramps, heat stroke, and sunstroke. The pharmacist Abosede Leguse says viral infections usually run its course and symptoms can be uncomfortable, and it can be relieved by taking hot tea or lemon tea.
Children feel very uncomfortable with this kind of ailment, so mothers can get chlorpheniramine and syrups for the children, which is Piriton, that everybody knows, for the children to use depending on the age. Your pharmacist will advise you even more better. They can also use hot tea for the children as well, at least just to relieve the symptoms of the cold.
As the body works to cool itself under extreme or prolonged heat, causing blood rushes to the skin surface, an expert has this to say on the hot weather.
I believe talking to your pharmacist or your doctor better, you can get more and further information.
She also advised that sunburns can be prevented by wearing sunglasses, face caps, and sunscreens, urging parents to put light clothing on their children, stay cool by staying indoors during the hottest parts of the day, and drink plenty of fluids in order to stay hydrated.
Things to use for sunburn: you can get a face cap, which is very good, protects your face, and then you're wearing a cloth that is light, yes, to prevent heat, so you don't get dehydrated. But then you're covering up your body so you don't get sunburn on your face or your neck, which is usually often. Then you can use sunscreen cream that helps to reflect the sun rays that gets to burn your skin.
It is generally believed that washing of hands regularly improves the well-being of both young and old, irrespective of the weather.
Cleaning of hands is very good. After using your toilet or doing other things, you clean your hands because your finger, there are some germs in it. So when you don't clean it, those things you contact it, and it's part of it, it's cholera and so on.